Okay. Do you hear this? Your recording in progress? Does it say
Yes,
it
yeah,
on your side as
recording's
well?
on.
Okay. Okay. So I guess you are the first person to ever be like a second person on my YouTube channel actually. So you have the great honor, and I'm very glad to have you on in this sort of interview or show. I don't know how you should call it. I My plan is, since have you been watching my channel at all in the last like months?
In the last months, not really. I've only watched a couple of videos.
Okay.
The
It has become more and more ranty. Like I still do
uh
this sort of scripted videos and so on, but I have added more and more rants. And so I don't even know how I should start this. I'm probably for this time at least too lazy to actually edit, and so I should I have written down a few notes that I will go through and orient the viewer. So bear with me for a second while I sort of get people up to speed, okay? Yeah, I'm here with a good friend, you know. My good I don't know, do you consider yourself an engineer or
yes. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. That's my job title. That's what I trained for. Mechanical engineering in particular is what I trained for. Yeah. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean, I had several job titles in my life. A lot of time it's engineer, and sometimes it was even technician, right? I did like this quantum computing stuff years ago, where I was basically writing drivers, and my PhD is in plasma chemistry, really, computational plasma chemistry. But I completely see myself as a statistical physics guy. So even though you might have a job, I sort of refuse this, or it doesn't even really match. So that's why I'm asking, right?
hmm
Okay, so I'm here with like, how do you pronounce Abdul? Actually, does that work for you, I don't know.
Yes, my online alias is Abdul. Yes.
Yeah, um, I don't know. Should I like I didn't ask you up front, but do you want just go run with that, or your real name, or how do you want to proceed?
Yeah, just call me Sean.
Sean, okay.
Yeah,
So
that's my
you're
literally
dogs
real
now.
first name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're dogs.
Yes, yes.
Okay, my name is Nikolai, and actually here I'm now it's actually interesting because I can get even more into like casual like gimmicky information. I actually my name is Nikolaj-K on YouTube, and this is
hmm
only because when I made a GitHub account, then you could not like there were not too many like options on what special characters you could use, and so that's where I had to choose the dash. I think it's fairly uncommon, but that stuck sort of. I use it also on other platforms, and that's where the Nikolai Dash K comes from. Yeah, so fun
I
fact.
see. I see. The
Um,
name the
yeah.
comes from Abdul Aziz, who was this one Afghani guy in New Zealand who, when the
Uh-huh.
Christchurch shooting happened at his mosque, he like stood up to the shooter.
Ah, wow.
This
Here
was
we
the
have
guy.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I made my
interesting.
online alias after this guy. Yes, yes.
So when was that
Yeah.
actually?
Many years ago now, but I don't remember the exact year.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah,
cool.
closer to
Uh,
2020, I think. Yeah.
really? So basically shortly before I get to know you, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I have to go through some bullet points. I intend this to be like super casual. I will not like probably not use the video because so my idea is I'm the kind of person who walks and listens to stuff, right? So chats
Okay.
and these kind of things. At the moment, the pacing is okay. I'm not getting to the point at all, but I mean we will get to it. And so I think maybe I should resist the temptation to actually use the video. I don't even know. Would you even want to have your face on screen, or how does it like and how it
Yeah,
do you
I don't
like yeah?
mind either way.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. If you want your face on the thing, I don't know. I assume you don't have too many interviews on the web right at the moment, right?
Yeah,
So
I do not. Yes.
if you actually want you have to have your face there, I could make a screenshot and put it. on there. But my idea was I make basically a collage of like different images. Maybe you have suggestions what I should add. If something comes to your mind, say it immediately. Basically, so some sort of vision board kind of like aesthetic
Hmm.
style, and not get in the temptation to actually use the video. I mean, the video is not as interesting anyway. Like here, I'm sitting here with the microphone with the headphones on. There is information being carried over if you use the video, but if I keep it like audio, then it would be more the kind of thing that I use. I listen to stuff. I usually cut away, even from some video essays. If I watch them on YouTube, I actually don't watch them. I usually like listen to them on the go, and I know I
Hmm.
lose some information, but I mean, I walk and I do some physical activity. I think that's still the way to go. And I want to have this as well. It would like if I would care, I would add some chill music like in the background underneath. That would be an option. I don't know. Um, but if you have propositions how to improve this, let me know. And also, even in like, the people in the comments, they should be very like give their input. I intend if I like this and if it works, um, I will listen to it back myself and also like try to invite other people, certain proof technicians with which I wanted
Hmm.
to do
Hmm.
some interviews for long. And maybe in this sort of 1 hour interview, I will try to stick to 1 hour, and then you get to know people also better. I don't try to be the main person talking, but I will have to start, you know, introduce
Yeah,
things.
introduce
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but not all right.
So if you have like good input or whatever, don't feel ashamed to cut me off. That's fine. Yeah. So I was also like here brainstorming with you. I was also thinking some of these good podcasts I listen to, they have some sort of intro music. Firstly, I don't know if about copyright, but maybe I should also take something. Yeah, this is like I don't know if you would have an idea, maybe something that is
Mm.
no copyrighted. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
okay. Yeah, yeah,
completely
I
open.
think yeah, there are some good ones with yeah, some intro music, yeah. Yep.
So what would you think would fit for this kind of thing?
I'd have to think about it. Yeah, I don't know.
It would be like
Mm.
something very short. Like there is this um, thing called Red Scare podcast, and they use this song from the early 2000s. Is always in my running through my
Oh,
head. Da,
that
da,
one.
da.
Hmm. Yeah,
These
yeah,
two
yeah.
these girls. What are they called? Two something. All the things she said. All the things she said. Running through
Yeah, I don't
it.
know. I don't know the name of the song is or who the band is, but yeah, I know that song. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Let's.
Virtual Insanity would be a good one for our
Oh
times. I
yeah,
think that'd be
yeah. But then
good.
I don't even know. Can you even get away with like using
Probably
this
not.
this
That one
songs?
would be
Yeah.
extremely, yeah, yeah. If you were to
Yes.
wait, yeah, if you're gonna profit off the video, take the ad revenue and whatnot, then that would, yeah, that would be,
I
yeah.
mean, firstly, I'm not in. I don't have the viewers to be monetized anyway.
I see. Okay,
But
then actually you might have some leeway.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Or my other idea was I could actually like fuck with people and like do some 10 seconds singing myself at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do a cover of a song. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Hmm.
what do you think of this? Because I would annoy people for sure. I know it. Like I love to like do WhatsApp recordings and sing into the microphone, and
Hmm.
then people say, this is not good, right? Or it's not even that the music is like my singing is so bad. I mean, I think it doesn't matter too much, but it's just annoying. I understand this, but then again, I I sort of have disrespect even for most of my viewers, right? So that I don't want to be the guy who is like, I want to be the anti audience captured guy who's like, if you're actually watching my stuff, then it's really because you need information because like I'm not making it easy for you.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. You want it to be somewhat of a challenge.
Yes,
Yeah. There's a number of
and
good songs you could do for that then. A lot of
yeah,
George
exactly.
Michael
I, I,
songs,
I,
like
I,
Careless
I could
Whisper would be a good one.
careless whisper. What is that?
So it's one of those classic, I don't know if it's 80s or earlier songs where it's got a sax solo in there. And it's a
Can I?
very iconic saxophone solo, and sorry,
Yeah.
I used to be in the band in my high school, and we had to
Wow.
ban it from our section because people would just play it nonstop over and over and over that solo.
Oh,
And
that's interesting. But
and then George Michael sings in it. He sings this very like passionate song about how he loved to dance with his partner, but then they cheated on him essentially. And then the what happens to your feet when you no longer have good rhythm is that you're actually showing your guilt through your dancing ability being lost. It's a very poetic way of describing what happens
oh,
when
okay.
love is lost. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I do not recognize that song at all. I probably, if it's a famous song, I probably heard it before. I do not recognize it, but maybe, I will just fuck with people and I pull it out. And if I'm motivated enough, I do a recording of 10 seconds and put it on the front. And then most people will click away already in the first 10 seconds. If you
yes.
got to this part, then it's because you made it for, and I sort of like the idea of that, or make it,
Hmm.
if it is like a it's an acquired taste, this show.
Hmm.
And so I might go with that. Okay, so this was one point. Then um yeah, so and also, I was just brainstorming about this, and I was like, I am actually here in a unique position because I think there is no like there is no I mean, if you want to call it like podcast with like intelligent math stuff or people who talk about this, and I hope we will do some of that. But I mean, if you think about it, do you know anything which is in any way like done by people who from that sort of scene would where you would care about that, and where you could just listen to this, and this doesn't exist, does it?
I know of the In Control podcast, I think is a very
Oh,
good example.
oh, you are
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah,
That
you
guy
are right.
actually
Okay.
brings like he's had Stephen Boyd on, like he's had some serious like people within the control
Right.
theory world. Yeah, yeah. And I do
Yeah.
listen to that. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a very good point. Of course, I have also listened to that for 2 years or so. Like to tell the listeners, this is like a control theory guy, and I love like I think it's called just in control, right? These
Yeah,
control
yeah,
theory
yeah.
guys, they're
Hmm.
not very
Yeah,
creative. It's always blah 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 in
yeah.
control, like everything like
Yes.
papers and so on. Um, and he's, I guess, a postdoc or something. And sometimes he also like I loved his Norbert Wiener video where
Yeah.
he basically
Hmm.
makes the
Hmm.
biography of Norbert Wiener, and he
Yeah.
has like big name people on his podcast. I mean, big name in that very advanced like field and space.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Okay, I have to take it back. I thought there's nothing in this direction, but yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah. I think,
Um,
yeah, for control theory, that's like the only one. And he advertises himself that way, is that we are the only one.
Yeah, no, it makes. I
Yeah,
mean, this is
yeah,
a good pitch.
yeah,
Um, and also like in general, there's few, but okay, now I stand corrected. But also, this guy is of course like this is like an you know, it's a nice. I don't want to say formal podcast, but it's like a nice guy. But I want to be sort of this show where it's a little bit more a certain casualty there, and there's like basically mathematically non-retarded people first. This is point one, and point two is not only mathematically non-retarded people, but people who would describe themselves as mathematically non-retarded,
Okay,
like
okay. So they
officially.
have some kind of belief about themselves that, okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not that bad. I'm that. Yeah.
and they're willing to like talk how you talk on some math Discord, right?
Uh-huh.
You see? So I want to keep
Yeah.
actually this flair, and
Hmm.
this guy from the In Control podcast, for better worse, probably for better, is like talks like he talks to professors, right? He's like,
Yes. Hmm.
yeah, right. And so no, I
Yeah.
I will not like, even if I have professors on, I will drag them down to
Hmm.
my level of realness, right? I'm naturally like nice and casually and polite anyway, but you know what I mean. There's a certain barrier that I want to transgress. And also, I was just thinking, um, I could keep the level sort of high by challenging also the people, right? I say, like nobody is allowed on this conversation if they cannot define a Laplace operator. Right? This is like
Okay.
sort of
Okay.
an entry point. So this is sort of the space. So it will be elitist in this sense.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
So certain, but you're
Okay.
gonna test certain types of knowledge.
Um, I was thinking of this question because um, the everybody who does at least like I don't know second year physics, certainly also math,
Hmm.
knows about differential operators, and basically anybody who does not do math for their learnings has any idea what Laplace
Yeah. Yeah.
operator
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So it's like, and it's so easy to define, right? It's like I mean, there's like it's so straightforward, right? This object, and so
Hmm.
I think it's like the perfect sort of question, right? That's and also like it is not like it's not just for mathematicians, but it's also more universally used. Although I as you know I've delved more into statistics lately, and I've talked with people who are into statistics. And the funny thing is, they don't really learn differential equations at all. Like
Hmm.
there are some people who are like in I don't know in their graduate programs in statistics, but there's just not so much dynamics there. I
Hmm.
mean, there's like Markov chains and this kind of things, and maybe the hear of Kalman filters and control theory and this kind of things, but there's no like evolution, there's no time so much. And
Hmm.
also, I have to tell you, it's crazy, like just doing stupid linear regressions, how much theory you can do there. That's crazy, actually. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
after delving a little bit into that, I'm a little bit shocked because you can turn everything into like random variables and compute. You stack the noise upon the noise and whatever. Like it's I'm surprised, and I knew all like a lot of these things before, but apparently there's still a long way to go. Okay, so I'm done with the here. I show you in the camera. I'm done with the intro section here. And
Okay.
now we get to the get to know Sean part of this, and I have written down um, here a bunch of questions, and you will like I will ask them. There are some harder and some easier questions. Some are quiz questions, and some are um, like people questions. Okay, and I want to get an answer, and you can say something more about it if you like. Right? You already told me about your band stuff. So do you actually play an instrument still, or how does it go?
Yes, I still play alto saxophone, although I haven't brought it out in quite some time. Yeah,
Oh, neat.
but I do love to play it. Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should use something of you for the intro. All
Yeah,
right?
I could record something and yeah, it won't be
Yeah.
great, but yeah, yeah. Yes.
So can you put this together in like a day so that I plan to upload it tomorrow at the latest, I guess. So or is
No,
this
it would get to you like probably Sunday because I'm out of my parents' house right now
I
and my
see.
saxophone is in another state. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I will probably not wait for that, but maybe if you do that occasionally, I will steal some piece from you, and then the viewers
Yeah.
hear it the next time, and maybe I actually go with some of the singing part. I mean, probably I'm just going to be lazy and upload it the file as is. I will not even cut in the starter front because that's how I do it in my videos as well. But okay, so. Do you want the hard questions first, or do you want like the easy, do you play a music instrument kind of questions? I have a bunch
Uh,
of questions to know your character. So
let's do a mix. How about we start with the hard one, then go easy, and then it's like
okay,
alternate. Yeah.
so here's my hard question, and you can think a little bit. Um, so I was thinking like you are really like one of these people that I cannot like I cannot imagine somebody like hating you, right? And so I was thinking. How would your haters describe you? Describe you as your
Mm.
haters would describe you.
I think it would be like a little bit cocky in what I think I know.
Aha, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So I think people would say that like I overextend on what my knowledge base really is.
Hmm.
And sometimes I try to push and be like very confident even if I don't know
In which context?
in actually just like kind of anything. I always
Okay,
speak with a
interesting.
very like high confidence
Uh-huh.
and sometimes yeah, I don't have certainty.
Interesting, interesting.
Yes.
That actually that's interesting because I like for me you're the humblest guy. I don't know. So, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
You'd be surprised because yeah, there are these key occasions. I think someone who like is really yeah tracking me for if they're really a good hater of me, I think they'd pick
Yeah,
up on
yeah.
this. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to hear. It's a
Yes,
fantastic answer.
yes.
I
Yeah.
actually had this once like this is already many years ago, but I had my channel for already a few years at this time. And I was in some Discord channel of some shit posters, but there was like a bunch of undergrads there, and I think even some graduate students, even some bigger Math Overflow names guys. And then one of those guys I saw like uh, they were like basically angry. Like I think it was about some differential equations, stochastic differential equation stuff, and they were like saying, "Oh, this guy, he makes videos so confidently, but he's not really even in this field." And I do not think I don't think I made any mathematical mistake or something, but they were basically angry that they would even talk about it. And I mean, I can see it, right? So I often like if I read a good paper or something and then I want to talk about it, like for example, my most popular video on my channel is this machine learning field theory bridge thing, which is
Hmm.
quite exotic. And obviously, like I will not be an expert on that. And then I talk about it. And maybe the way I talk, my viewers would have to tell me, or you can tell me. But I also like I can imagine that, like I think I'm very chill about these things, and I talk in this way. I do not try to come across as like I try to want to make it clear if I'm not sure about certain things, right? I put it in my formulations as well. Or if there is some thing where I want to like just stir up some mathematical intuition, but I know this is not like you know uh, predicate logic statement. But I say on
Hmm.
this is I try always to verbalize that and try to make it clear. So I don't want I really would not want for people to say oh he told his viewers something wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah, but in this case, like these were some guys who were specializing in something for their graduate program, and I was talking about the same thing, and they didn't like that. At least I had the impression they were like quite negative about it. And I was like sort of I don't want to say shocked, but this was kind of I was kind of offended because I will not like I can understand this. Like it's the worst. Do you know Zizek, right? The philosopher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Slavoj Žižek, yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Slavoj Žižek. And I know he has like a book coming out in the next months, where he talks a little bit about quantum mechanics apparently, and he
Oh,
has
okay.
used analogies before, and I mean, he's probably mostly interested in politics and so on, and but
Hmm.
I think he will have a little bit of the history, and I'm already afraid. Like I don't want to read it because I know he will probably like overdo these interpretations, and
Hmm.
if this
Hmm.
is not disclaimed, like I do not even want to see people that might have an interesting thought like try to make claims where I know it will be horrible, and I will like, no, this is not like that, and because I will be
Yeah.
disappointed. I want to keep the illusion of them, being correct. It's similar to, I like devil into Hegel, for example, right?
Hmm.
But he
Hmm.
also like, or Marx, there was recently online the discussion about Marx being so bad at calculus, which is true. And I know, if people are bad in one field, then it kind of puts a negative light on the other, on everything else they said. sort of,
Hmm.
right? You know what I mean? Like this is little bit disappointing. And Hegler also like he had, I mean, you have to excuse these people. This is 200 years ago, but he did his sort of masters or something on like astronomy, where like they very boldly made some claims which are like quite false. And I mean, they had maybe different standards back then. I don't know. So yeah, this is like a little bit iffy. I try to do my best to be like accurate there, but yeah. So okay, but I didn't expect it for you. Good. This is an interview of you, really, right? So if I start talking too
Hmm.
much and if I have too many ideas, please, cut in. You don't
Cut you
feel
off. Okay, okay.
don't be too polite because I want to keep it more or less to an hour. Did you actually look at the time when we started? It was probably
Uh,
roughly around point, right? Doesn't really say here.
yeah, maybe we've been going for like 20, 25 minutes or something.
Yeah, something. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's like a quizzy kind of question. Please name three Austrian politicians.
Oh man, what three Austrian politicians?
Yes, I said three because two of them, depending on how you interpret the question. Oh, damn it! Uh, I just got a message from Zoom saying your free meeting will end in 10 minutes. You also see
Oh,
this?
that's right. Yes.
Damn it! That's annoying. Um, I guess we have to live with this 10 minutes, but I guess
Hmm.
it's not too bad. Maybe we cut this interview short, and quit after 10 minutes, and I think it was still a success. Sadly, I talked too much, but maybe this is because it's the first thing. Um, but yeah, try to answer the questions, and then we immediately get into the semiconductor stuff, right? So
Yeah. Okay, so Austrian-born Adolf
yeah.
Hitler would be, I
Okay, I thought
think,
so, yes.
one.
Okay.
I can
And
get that one.
there's another one which is easy if you interpret it in this way.
Let's see. Hungarian. No, no. That's the one I know.
Okay. I
I
give
don't
you a
have any
hint.
others.
I
Okay.
give you a sort of hint.
Okay.
Um, artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
This is an obscure hint, but it is an Austrian that you know and who was also a politician.
I do? I do. An artificial intelligence. No, I don't know it. I
Okay.
don't.
So the one I was thinking of that I thought you might also like to say is Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Oh, I see. I
right?
see. Yes, yes. The
And
Terminator.
exactly,
Yes, I
exactly.
totally forgot that he's Austrian, actually. I
Yeah.
totally forgot. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So
Yes.
what could he else be then, if not Austrian?
I don't know.
I don't know,
I did.
German? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, famously, Austrian oak is famously Austrian. Okay, so um, I think we still have some amount of time. So tell me, actually, how did you end up doing what you do now, and describe to me a little bit what you're doing there.
Yes. So talk a little bit about how I did it. So yeah, I studied mechanical engineering and I focused really on fluid mechanics
Mm-hmm.
in my studies. But I did do quite a bit of control theory as well. So I did some controls, and then convex optimization was one of my favorite courses. And the I just started looking for jobs around 2022, and I maybe looked for about 6, 7 months or so. And eventually, there was a job fair of this company that I now work for, and it was just for them. It was an online job fair for them. And they're the company that makes the lithography machine, which is one step in the semiconductor manufacturing process.
Yeah, I mean
So we sell,
They're super famous anyway, right?
yes, yeah. It's ASML is the name of the company.
Right.
But yeah, and there's a couple of competitors as well. Canon and Nikon, they also make the lithography machines. They're competitors. And but what they have is a different wavelength of light. So we don't the only person that sells the 13.5 nanometer wavelength light machine, lithography machine is ASML currently, and that's what I work on, my job personally. The other tools you use them at different steps. So I'll describe a little bit the manufacturing process
Hmm.
is so you have some circuit design in mind of what you want for a chip that'll have certain electrical properties that essentially means that you know what dimensions of wires and what shapes you want to lay down at each layer of about like 50 to maybe even 100 layers of a to make a full processor. And then that when you fire it up will work as a circuit electrically. But to do that, the name of the process is photolithography, where you expose this sappy, syrupy stuff on silicon to light that makes that pattern of the circuit. And with that pattern, then you can remove material, remove silicon out, and then deposit material until you actually arrive to the wires are now placed down. And so the step in that actually makes the pattern, yeah, that's a litho step or lithography. And you need a particular machine that'll illuminate in that pattern to do this. And the wavelength of light being referred to is the one used for exposure there to again get that sappy, syrupy stuff called photoresist to react on the silicon.
So in your day-to-day, what is actually your direct role? Like, and
Yeah.
is this like the US outlet? How many people are there? Like, how do I imagine what your responsibilities are?
Yes. So mine in particular is layer to layer displacement control. So there's a bunch of reasons why you might displace. So certain components might be heating up and you make particular shapes out of that. You actually misplace the light, the average position of your aerial image displaces in accordance with like this component, either the reticle, the projection optics, or the wafer itself can heat up. These kind of phenomena can then displace where you're actually going to be placing
Hmm.
your features. And if you place them off too far, when you fire up that final electrical test, it's not going to work. The circuit will be beyond its tolerances. And so controlling that, coming up with the control schemes and the and implementing that for the customer is actually what my job particularly is, what they need for the exact use case.
But so is this like after the fact? Like you described it as a sort of mistake or error, and is a correction, or what do you mean?
Yeah, so you can do it either as feedback or feed forward control. So if you know what it is going to be ahead of time and you have a good physical model to predict it, then you can do these feed forward methods and then predict what that heating will aberrate your wavefront, for example,
Hmm.
and then you know what phase error you get in light, and you can try and adjust for that.
So I guess and you are doing working with customers to fix things in post, but in the best case, this also makes it into the process for the new things, and they are then just better.
Yeah, yeah. So there's feedback. The mechanisms we offer is like, okay, you're measuring where that's displacing on average. So you either send something ahead and try to sacrifice it, or and then to get idea of that what that displacement is on average, and then you then for your next will send that as like a feedback control.
And while we're
And
talking about,
yeah,
sorry, while we're talking about, sadly, we only have like 2 minutes left. I want to ask you for your PDOM as well. Still,
my what?
your PDOM. Do you know what a PDOM is?
No, what is that?
Okay, th this is like in the AI space, some sort of meme where this rationalists give their number, like 0% to 100%, how likely it is that AI will basically end the world, practically speaking. This is like some
Okay,
meme question in a
okay,
way, but
uh-huh,
some are very like very doomerish, and some are very tech optimist, and so you have to
yeah.
place. So what would you say? What is your PDOM? How likely is it that all this development that you are a part of, right,
Yes.
is ending with something very bad?
Mm, I guess my PDOM is kind of low. I am pretty
Yeah.
optimistic. I think probably about or 34%.
34%? That's not optimistic.
Yes.
How is that optimistic? No,
It's
this is
mostly.
I think this is quite high. Yeah, it's fascinating because like if you think about that, every generation from now on will have something on the level of like OpenAI voice chat or better. So
Hmm.
it's completely
Hmm.
unpredictable. Um,
Yeah.
I think any Doom over 5% is quite high, but it also depends on how you define Doom, of course, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
in a loose sense, like Gen Z is cooked for sure, so it doesn't even need AI for that.
Yeah. Gen Z is lost. I
Okay.
actually am part of Gen Z, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know.
Yeah.
I know I'm sure you cook just as much.
Yeah.
Sadly, we're running out of time. This is really so annoying. If I would have known, we only have like half an hour. We would have chosen another medium. But I have also a lot more questions. But we might
Yeah.
have to cut it short here, and we'll continue this another time. So, thanks a lot for being my first guest. You were a great guest. And next time, you can plan ahead what we are going to get into.